Hello.
Hey Nils, what's up?
Hey, Brian.
How you doing?
I'm all good. How
Good,
are
good.
you?
Very good, very good. Dynasty Firesign CD, your sixth release. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
AFM Records. I guess it's just released, just coming, or a couple days ago,
Well,
right?
yeah, well, tomorrow actually, or I guess it's gonna be released in like 25 minutes over here.
Right. Cool. 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 Now, working on this album, did you feel like, um, the instrumental stuff, like on this album was outrageous. It was fantastic. I listened to the album. It's like an epic uh, CD for me, at least.
Yeah,
Do you feel like the band really outdid themselves on this one?
I really do. I think that the band really shines on this album. I think that each band member really shines through, and we got a really good and dynamic mix of the album where you actually hear all the instruments very clear, and each performance is really nuanced. And yeah, I think that everybody really brought their A game or stepped up their level even more than before on this
Cool,
album.
cool, cool. Now, the last time we talked, we did an interview in 2012. Um, the band hasn't stopped at all, and just keeps on moving forward and stuff like that. Do you feel what will be the next step after this album?
The next step, well, that is pretty difficult to tell at this point, but we're gonna continue to do our thing. We're gonna go out now and tour a little on this album and release it, and then at some point start writing the next chapter. And you never know what's gonna happen with this band, so
Right, right. My
the
favorite,
future will tell.
cool, cool. My favorite track is "The Gray." I thought that was an amazing song. One of my favorites on the album, but there's many. So, you know, like I said, once again, congratulations on this release. Do you feel, the band will eventually tour the United States?
That is a possibility. Getting over to the States is always difficult. You need the proper paperwork, you need the proper budgets, you need the proper support, and it's all a matter of finding the right opportunity to actually do it. But yeah, for sure, at some point in the future, I'm sure that we will be able to go out and do a full tour over there.
Right, right. Have you?
And there's a lot of ground to cover for sure.
Cool. Have you played the United States at all?
Yeah, we have. Last year, for example, we played the Prague Power Festival in Atlanta.
Right. Wow. That's a really good festival. Again, this year they got amazing lineup. But there's a lot of people talking about Dynasty now more in the United States than in the past. I don't know if it's because this upcoming release or your PR people or whatever. But Dynasty is really making an impact in the United States, and we like to see you over here soon. Um, how's AFM treating the band, and is there any restrictions they put on you guys?
Well, so far, so good. I don't think there's any restrictions that they put on us. I think that we have a so far, a very healthy cooperation. And it's very inspiring to work with a label that absolutely fully understands this band and what this band
Right,
is
right.
and
Wow.
what they should be.
So
I hear some dog there in the background.
yeah, yeah. That that's my dogs being bad. You know.
Okay.
So yeah. Like I said, I hope you guys you reach the United States and stuff like that. Now the writing on this new album, basically, who did the writing?
Well, the bulk of the songs on the album are written by me and guitar player Love. and then guitar player Mike is very heavily involved in 4 of the tracks.
Right.
And then I co-wrote a song with bass player Jonathan
Cool.
as well.
Cool. Now, you also have another project. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Did I have another project?
Yes.
Oh, you mean my other band?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also a part of this little band called Amaranth, and this is a band that I joined about a year and a half ago.
Right.
And I've toured with them ever since, and I recorded my first album with this band, and it's about to be released in October.
Right. Wow. That's good. What label is it on?
Amaranth is on Spinefarm Records.
Wow. That's a little bit heavier than AFM, I would think. But really don't make a difference. As long as it comes out, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
What does the rest of the year look like, for Dynasty? Anything coming up that you'd like to talk about?
Well, we just did a Scandinavian tour here that we just got back from, and later in the winter and in the early next year, we're gonna do some more touring, and then in the spring we're gonna hit the European mainland and all this. So it's gonna be we're gonna go out and tour and support the album.
Cool. Now, is there any particular band that you really like to play with when you do go out on tour?
Sure, if I got to pick myself, I'd love to go out with Iron Maiden or Judas Priest, or why not Rammstein or something like that, Metallica maybe. No, well, you want to find a suitable touring partner,
right? Yeah,
and something that can create a good touring package,
right,
and there are some excellent bands, especially we are blessed here in Scandinavia with having so many really good bands here. So it's quite easy to actually put together a good package for touring.
Right. Now, in your earlier years, what kind of bands did you listen to?
I listened to, in my early years, I sort of went through all bands within the hard rock heavy metal scene.
Right.
From all the way from the 70s all the way up to the modern day bands. So I've sort of listened to everything, and that thing is kind of still ongoing for me. I don't have many old bands to discover because I've already discovered them, but there's always new bands that you find, and then nowadays I also listen to a lot of other genres as well, even though my heart is always leaning towards the hard rock and heavy metal scene.
Right. Is there any band, new band, that kind of excites you that you could tell me about?
Sure, there are plenty. For example, I really like this. I think they're from Tunisia, Myrath. It's a really excellent band, and I'm a big fan of. I always look forward to Symphony X when they release new albums, Nightwish when they release new albums, and there's plenty of stuff that comes out today that is really cool. I recently heard a fantastic new single by this band called Within Temptation that they released a couple of days ago.
I think I just watched that video myself. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was really good. I think it's called Black Water or Black Wedding. I think that's the song that I heard, and I thought it was amazing too. The band I like right now is a band called the Struts. You ever heard them?
No, I have not.
Oh, they're really good. You got to check them out. They're called the Struts. Yeah, they have an influence of Queen.
Okay.
And they're a really good band. That's one of my favorite bands. But like you said, there's so many. You really can't pick one. So who's your influence in vocals?
Well, I got plenty of influences. I guess primarily, my favorite singers are these rock legends and the ones that I still consider to be the greatest ones in the genre, like Ronnie Dio and Rob Halford and Bruce Dickinson and David Coverdale and these singers. I still think that they stand the test of time, and that they still don't have much competition.
Right. Right.
And throughout my singing years, these have been my primary influences. I guess I can say that.
Right. Right. Now, when you go into the recording studio, is everything lighthearted and stuff, or you just get right down to work? And how long did it take to record this album?
Yeah, well, we recorded it very fast, like we always do.
Right.
We sort of started that way with our first album which we financed ourselves. So we didn't have a big budget for staying in the studio long. So we sort of learned how to be very efficient in the studio, and we have pretty much followed that kind of routine ever since. So we recorded this very fast. Over 2.5 weeks, and what we do is that we work hard, but we have fun at the same time. I guess
Right.
that's our work ethic in that sense. And this is the way it's always been with this band, is that we are professional, but we manage to squeeze in a few laughs
Cool.
at the same time.
Wow. Did you ever have any vocal training or lessons or because your vocals are amazing. So I was just wondering, did you ever have lessons?
Well, I had a few in high school,
Right.
but that was mostly like musical and classical singing, which was part of my school program.
Right.
And as far as rock singing goes, I'm 100% self-taught.
Cool. So Nels, it was great talking to you. Dynasty Firesign. Congratulations once again. Would you like to say anything to the fans in ending?
Yeah, sure. Check out our new album, Firesign, if you haven't, and hopefully we can see you over in the States as soon as possible.
Hopefully, I hope that comes true, because I really like to see you guys live. Congratulations once again. Talk to you later, man.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.